Okay, let me make sure our volume is good. We're good. Okay, welcome back to BrandU. Tonight we are covering content. Okay, so I know we pushed back a little bit this week because we did have a community call in our community on Monday. So today we're going to go over content. Tomorrow will be offers and sales. The next day will be marketing and branding, and there will be no Q&A this week. So welcome back to BrandU or Brand University. If you're new here, welcome in. If you joined us last week or last night, then welcome back. I am so excited to be here with y'all tonight. Today we're going to be covering content, but I do want to give a little bit of a recap on what we did last night because we're going to build every single night. Okay, so last night we were able to cover our target audience, to figure out who we're speaking to. And I know some of you might think, that's boring. I already know how to do that. Yes, a lot of people know how to do it, but they don't use it properly. So this week we're building onto that. Every week we'll build and we'll continue to grow. Hello, I'll call you back. I'm recording. Okay. Every single week we'll continue to build and to grow on these things. So let's get into it. Tonight we're going to be covering content. And tonight what I did, I already wrote our board up. So we have our board here. If you want to take notes, you can go ahead and start writing these things down. And then I'll kind of explain them as we go through. So last night we defined who we're speaking to, right? And I kept foreshadowing and bringing up the fact that in order to decide what to say to our target audience, we have to know who our target audience is. So last night we defined who we're speaking to. Tonight we're going to decide what we're going to say to them. Okay? So if you need help, make sure you grab the $10 service-based business survival guide. You can DM me the word ebook and I'll send you the link. You can go comment under one of my posts that say comment ebook and comment ebook there, and I'll send you the link. You can also send me the word community to my DM and I'll send you the link to our free community. And we do monthly calls. I send out tips every week. It's just a great community to be in. But if you are a service-based business and you're in the room today, comment what business you're in the chat, or say hi in the chat, or comment one in the chat. And it doesn't matter what service-based business you have. If you service another person, if you have a client, then that's you. Talking to you tonight. And this is going to be our night school for service-based businesses here Monday through Friday every single week. So make sure you join me at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes 7:40 if I'm having a little technical difficulty, but I promise y'all I'm going to be here. But sometimes technology just ain't my friend, and that's okay. That's okay. It happens, right? So today we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I first want to talk about why your target audience controls your content, right? And the thing is, you can ask a lot of service-based business owners, who is your target audience? And they'll say they don't know. If you don't know who you're speaking to, your content is going to sound so generic, okay? And content is extremely hard when you don't know who you're talking to, when you're trying to talk to everybody. And when you're not trying to... when you don't speak to their pain points. I know we don't want to offend people, but we also want to speak to their pain points in a way that's inviting for them to say, this is me, right? But we can't speak to a pain point of an audience if we don't know who that audience is. So, like I said, last night, recording is on YouTube if you want to go check it out. Today, we're going over this. So, I want to give you some examples, right? Because we're going to go over converting content versus generic content. And I'm going to give you some examples of that, but let me tell you what that is first. So converting content is going to be something that's more specific, right? It's going to be problem aware. It's going to speak to someone's problems, and then it's going to speak to someone. When they see that post, they just say, oh, that's me. Now, when we get more into generic content, and I'm going to lean back a little bit because I'm in the way, it's more vague, for one. It speaks to everyone, and then it's gonna sound good. It's going to be aesthetic, but it's not going to be what's going to convert the client, right? Okay? So an example of this would be for a hairstylist. You could say, you can make a post that says healthy hair is important. We know that already. Or you could, post your clients before and after. That is very cute. Great content. I love it. I'm going to keep scrolling. That's for everyone. But if you speak to a target audience, like busy moms who don't have time for the weekly salon visits, this is why your hair, or like, let's give you a hook. We haven't even went over hooks yet, but I'm going to give you a good hook. If you're a busy mom who doesn't have time for weekly salon visits, this is why your hair keeps breaking, even though you're using the good products. And here are 3 products you should use. And this could be a voiceover while you're doing your client's hair. Something as simple as that. So speak to your target audience and their problem. Another example of this, and if you didn't hear the problem, oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, if you didn't hear the problem there, we're speaking to busy working moms who don't have time for weekly salon visits, so they need something that's accessible at home. These are why the products that they're using for breakage, which is another pain point, isn't working, and here's what is gonna work. So we're giving them so much in one post, and they're like, oh, I need that information. And it doesn't even have to be that elaborate, but I do want it to speak to them. So the second one I'm going to give you an example of is a trainer, right? If you're a trainer and you post a video of you lifting weights and your caption is stay disciplined, who did you just speak to? But if you're a trainer and you post a video of you working out or on a run or walking on a treadmill, and you even walk on the treadmill and you hold that phone up and you say, if you're a woman and you're in your 30s trying to lose weight, then this, I almost dropped my phone, then this is going to be the best way to burn fat. And you're walking on the treadmill, so you're showing, and then you can go into tips on why they can burn fat that way, or you can go into different exercises that will help them burn fat. These are the things that they, want to see. They want you to speak directly to them. But if you don't know who that person is, then you can't speak to them. Right? Okay. If you see the difference between a generic and a converting post, drop a yes in the chat. Because there's a big difference, and a lot of people don't understand it at first. But once you do, and once you really niche down on that content, first, your competition is going to be limited. If you niche down, you're limiting the competition down too. Not only that, you're allowing the algorithm to push your content to a specific person, not to everybody. Right? Now, if your content converts, it makes people think, oh, that's me, because you're speaking to somebody, right? I want to give another example, because I feel like, okay, so let's say that you're a business coach. This could also be a good one. And you post a quote, and you say consistency is key in your business. But if you're a business coach and you say, if you're a service-based business and you post every single day but you're still not getting inquiries, this is why. Now, does that start to make sense? And we'll go over hooks another day, but are these starting to kind of make sense for y'all? Like, you need to be speaking to someone specifically, and there are so many different ways that you can do this. But we talked about last week that you first want to make yourself an expert and you want to educate. Then you want to connect. Then you want to invite them. Okay? Cool. So let's go ahead and move on to our next section, because I do want to dive deep into content pillars today. And I know a lot of us don't know what a content pillar is, but a content pillar is like a theme. Imagine you're writing a story. It needs to have a theme, right? Your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, everything needs to have a theme that you do. Theme, T-H-E-M-E. Okay? So, when we do our content pillars, we want to have 3 to 5. These 3 to 5 things are going to be the categories in which we post in, right? So, now that you know who you're speaking to, you need to know what to post and what to say consistently, right? Because we need to know what we need to say to our audience. And making content is hard. It is. It's hard. So you don't want to be spending all week. Well, you don't want to spend all week trying to figure out what to post, right? You don't want to spend all week figuring out what to post. So it's a lot easier when you have content pillars that allow you to just be able to pick and choose from a category and create a post based off of that. The way I do mine, I do educational posts, I do lifestyle posts, I do some posts that are like ads, and then I do carousel posts. And these posts basically education, lifestyle, and then invitational posts. These are my 3 content pillars, really. And you need 3 to 5. Those are the 3 that I'm working with right now. 3 are easier for me to make the same type of content because I know it converts. Once you figure out what converts for you, you'll be able to narrow yours down too. But content pillars are themes that support your offer, your ideal client, and your authority. Okay? They're not like, they allow you to not have so many random ideas. So, and it really, okay, so in the content process, right? It's going to help you fix the confusion because without content pillars, it feels like we're starting over every day. If you come to my page, you know you're going to get some education on service-based businesses. You know, you might see a little bit of my lifestyle. You might see some working out content. And then you might see, you know, something like an ad or invitational content. That's what you're going to see when you go to my page. If you go to a fitness person's page, you might see them working out. You might see them doing some lifestyle stuff outside the gym. And you might see them selling a program. But those are the themes of their page. If you go to somebody's page and they're posting dogs, and they're posting sports betting, and they're posting hiking, and they're posting real estate, you don't know what they do, right? Their page is confusing to you, and that doesn't attract a target audience. So we want something that's going to attract a target audience that we can rotate, so we can build authority and become known for something. You want to be known for one thing, okay? So some weak content pillars, I'm going to give you some examples of those. Some weak content pillars are very broad, very generic. Like, I'm going to post motivational posts. I'm going to post education. I'm going to post lifestyle. I'm going to post tips. Those are weak content pillars, but they're still considered content pillars. Those are themes, 1000%. But there are so many things you can post that are motivational. So many things you could post that are educational. Those are just too vague, right? A strong content pillar for a service-based business could be something like problems that your clients usually have. You can educate them on that. You can educate them on common mistakes. You could give them a behind the scenes of the process. You could give them results and outcomes. You could give them, you could bust myths in your industry. You could give them a day in the life of a esthetician, a hairstylist, whatever the case may be. But you want to have some themes for your page. And if you need help, we do it here in the Service-Based Business Survival Guide. But you want to have some content pillars, right? So let's do some quick application, right? And I want you to really think about this while we're doing it. But I want you to think about the ideal client that we met yesterday. I want you to think about them. And I want you to ask yourself, what are they struggling with? That's question number 1. Ask yourself, what are they struggling with? Question number 2, I want you to ask, what do they ask? Are they asking about dark spots? Are they asking about, are my mic still on? Yeah, it is. Are they asking about dark spots? Are they asking about breakage? Are they asking about ingrown hairs? What are they asking about? Weight loss, nutrition, what are they asking about? And then what mistakes do they make? Do they overeat? Do they not exfoliate? Do they use the wrong products? What do they do wrong? I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. And from that, I want you to use 3 to 5 themes that you see. Right? 3 to 5 themes that you see. So if you say that your client is struggling with weight loss, I want you to give them tips on weight loss. If you say that they ask questions about what products they should be using, I want you to start a series on what products they should be using. If you say that mistakes that they make, if you feel like they make a lot of mistakes, you could start a series saying, here's why, whatever they're struggling with, here's why you're struggling to lose weight, part 1. Give them a series on that, right? That's going to be your content direction. That's going to be how you're going to figure out what your content pillars are. The next way we're going to figure this out is after we figure out those initial content pillars, you're going to see what types of posts work, right? You're going to post about 8 to 10 posts. Whichever ones get the most engagement, the most views, convert the most people. That's the post that you want to keep replicating. You want to make posts that are exactly like that post, right? Okay? So, going back over a little bit about what we just talked about. we want to make converting content that speaks to a specific target audience, right? Then we want to have our content pillars. We want to have 3 to 5 of these because we want to have a theme for our page. Y'all don't understand that social media nowadays is like a resume. It's your digital resume for your business. If you're starting a business and you're not on social media, you're probably doing it a little bit wrong, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Because I know there's SEO and there's a lot of other ways to get seen on the internet. You can run ads. But also, there are 5 billion people on social media. If you want to do it without ads and you want to grow organically and you want to be able to really build that business without the extra overhead, now you can still run ads, yes. But why not get new eyes on your business while you can? And why not allow the algorithm to put you in front of the people that you're supposed to be in front of by creating content that's specific for those people? So I still want you to ask yourself, what are they struggling with? What questions do they have? And what mistakes do they make? Once you know these 3 things, back up. If you haven't done your target audience sheet, I want you to do that first. Then you'll be able to visualize these things that I'm asking you right now. Okay? Because once you have a clear audience, a clear message, clear content pillars, a clear offer, and then a clear way to upsell them into whatever your program is or whatever your offer is or whatever your service is, then you have a full funnel built out. But if you're missing, if you're missing any of these steps, then we need to go back and we need to reevaluate. And I go over all of this in my service-based business survival guide, but there are also more ways to work with me. So if you want to know more about that, you can send me a DM and I'll send you more information about that. Okay? But like I say all the time, I know this is simple. I know this is something you might know, but every week we're going to build on it. Every week we're going to continue to grow in our business because we have to do the small things right in order for the big things to make sense. If we don't have our foundation set up, how do we think we're going to scale? Ask yourself this. If you had to write everything down, not in your head, but write it down on paper for your business and hand that piece of paper off to somebody else, could they run your business today? Would it be able to run without you? If not, we need to start with our foundations and we need to grow and we need to build it the correct way so that eventually we can sell our business if we want to, or if we want to have somebody manage or run our business, we can do that because we have the foundation and the systems in place because we've been building it the right way from the beginning. Okay? So that is all I have for y'all tonight for BrandU. If you're new here, don't forget that all the replays are on YouTube, okay? And if you're coming back from last night or from last week, welcome back. And I will see y'all tomorrow. If you join me, don't forget to send me the word ebook if you want the ebook. If you want to join the community, send me the word community and I will direct you to the right place. And if you have questions, you can email me, BrandU@anilafulton.com, or just send me a DM. It's fine. But have a great night, y'all, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.